Warriors! The old system is collapsing as we know it. As you look as a pandemic this way, there's a whole nother narrative going on this way. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. I'm the guy that comes to you on a daily basis that teaches you games so you can't be played. Not giving you a fish, but teaching you how to fish, warriors. And I'll tell you what, the thing going on with Reddit and the GameStop and AMC is just a small sign of what's to come. The people are waking up to their power. Now, what does this mean for you as a human being on this earth during this historical time? It means you have the opportunity to either sit back and do nothing, sit on your hands, and as Dan Pena says, in 20 years from now, your kids will ask you, what did you do during the biggest shift in generational wealth in history? And you're going to say, nothing. I just sat there and watched it. I had some signs, some symbols, people came along in my life. I was divinely directed, and I just sat there. Or you're going to take advantage, just like the elites are doing, just like they're doing. They say, never let a good pandemic go to waste. Never let a good pandemic go to waste. As you're suffering, as the middle class is going to get wiped out, as some of you are going to lose your job, as the service industry is going to get destroyed, and Amazon, Walmart, Costco, the big tech companies are going to take over. Now, one thing I'm going to show you today is I'm going to show you both of our, Biden and Trump. This has nothing to do with politics, warriors. I'm teaching you the game. As you argue over left and right, Democrat, Republican, Mormon, Catholic, Jehovah's Witness, whatever, they have you in a jar and they've shaken you up. That's exactly what they want. I'm going to share with you, no matter who is your president, they are not the ones pulling the strings. The 150 most powerful people in the world who control the monetary system, control the information, control the people. Now, there's a lot of stuff out there that you have to vet through. The video I'm going to show you today, you have to do your own research. You have to inform yourself. But these are things that are being said out there from people that are kind of in the system, right? What I do is give you information. I'm telling you not to trust a word I say. Vet everything I say. What I'm helping you do is open up your mind and awareness to the possibilities for you as a human being. This is how I make my investments. We're in a time right now where guys like me who show my portfolio to my warriors are being open and honest. We're moving into an open, transparent environment. If you walk into a bank, is your financial advisor going to show you their portfolio? Shouldn't their portfolio look exactly like yours? And that's what I mean by this. This is not against financial advisors. What I'm saying is we are testing the limits of this system that we live in, of this profit-driven system where it's all about making money. The banking system is designed that way, warriors. I spent 12 years in banking. It is designed, it's not a nonprofit organization, nor is my business. I have a Warrior Academy where I charge for my Warrior Academy. We're all here to help our families grow, right? But what you have to think about, warriors, is when you walk into your doctor and your doctor is telling you to quit smoking and quit drinking and lose weight and your doctor's overweight, does that really make sense? If you go to a personal trainer and they're overweight, does that really make sense? If you go to a financial advisor and they're broke, does that really make sense? Or they don't show you their portfolio and exactly what they're doing? Does that really make sense, warriors? We're all being sold at all times. Also, think about this, preemptive programming or sales. I'm selling you on an idea, right? It's called preemptive programming. I say the same things over and over again. The things that I repeat get ingrained in your subconscious mind. And once they get ingrained in your subconscious mind, they become an unconscious activity or word, right? You can hear right when I come on, you're like, it's Coach JV, the top health and mindset coach in the world. That's called preemptive programming. So what I'm going to show you today, the stuff that I'm going to show you is pretty boring, right? That's why nobody wants to do this stuff. Nobody wants to do this type of research. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep diving down into the Paris Agreement. As everybody's looking this way at all this FUD going on in the market with Reddit and stuff, I'm going to show you guys a deeper level what's actually happening at Davos and the World Economic Forum and how can you invest in the new infrastructure, bring the money back to your family and the people, okay? The middle class does not have to get wiped out. We can all invest in this new infrastructure in the world. Now remember, I'm going to show you guys something really quick. So I have a lot of people that reach out to me. I love God. I love the life of Jesus. I'm non-religious, okay? They're like, oh, it's the mark of the beast, all this stuff coming up. This pen right here. This pen can be used to write a beautiful love letter. I can also stab someone in the neck with this pen and kill them, correct? This pen can be used for good or for evil. Everything can be made bad, just so you know. Everything can be made bad. And I'll give you an example. Somebody told me that cryptocurrency is the mark of the beast. I said, okay, awesome. How do you pay for your bills? They're like, well, I use my credit card and then I, get points. And I said, do you use the U.S. dollar? Well, yeah. I said, so the U.S. dollar is good to go, but the cryptocurrency is not good to go? Do you realize the U.S. dollar since 1971 has just been a printing machine? And it's actually not their money. They're lending out money called fractional reserves, and you're putting money in the bank, and they're actually lending out your money. They only have to keep a fraction of your money in the bank. Your money's not even in the bank, just so you know, warriors. Your money is not even in the bank. That's not the mark of the beast? So which one is it? You have to decide, but you've been trained to think this way. You've been trained to think a certain way. All right, you're like, shut up, let's get on with it. Okay, so let's jump right into this, warriors. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple minutes of this first video. Now I'm going to dive deep into the Paris Agreement. So this lady is Rosa Koire, UN Agenda 2030 Exposed. So you're going to keep hearing about the Paris Agreement. Within 2030, your life is going to change dramatically. I'm going to show you the video again, what is the Great Reset? So I've shown you the Great Reset video over and over again, and then they had to do a remake video because there's so many people like me really not exposing, but just giving you information, and you're starting to think for yourselves and realize there's something bigger going on here. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple minutes of this video, then I'm going to show you President Trump and Biden discussing the climate change, and then I'm going to show you Biden's first action as he gets into office.
I'm Rosa Koire, and I'm from the United States, California. And my topic, what I speak about, is one of the most vitally important issues of our age, and that is United Nations Agenda 21, Sustainable Development. And as I'll be talking about tomorrow, it is the inventory and control plan. Inventory and control of all land, all water, all minerals, all plants, all animals, all construction, all means of production, all food, all energy, all information, and all human beings in the world. And this is a plan that was agreed to by 179 nations back in 1992. It's a United Nations plan. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. And so many of us around the world think that sustainable development, it just sounds so great. Isn't it about recycling and creative reuse and creating energy and food resources for everyone? And the answer is no, it really is not. It's about moving populations into city centers, concentrated city centers, and clearing them out of the rural areas. So I found out about it in a very unusual way, actually, because I spent my career as a legal witness, as an expert witness for the California Department of Transportation. I'm an expert in land use and land valuation, and my specialty is in eminent domain valuation. So, of course, I was valuing property for the government so that the government could acquire that property for road projects. And what I found about 10 years ago, or 10 or 13 years ago, was that land actually, it was very difficult to say what it was worth because you couldn't know what people could do with it because they were being restricted from using their property. And as I explored that and found that it wasn't just in the San Francisco Bay Area where I was working, it was in fact all across the nation and the world, I looked behind that and I found United Nations Agenda 21, Sustainable Development. We created the Post-Sustainability Institute.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. I'll let you guys go deeper into rabbit hole. You can find this video. It's John Nord. And then in the description, he's going to have the link for the PDF, okay? So let's go back just a moment. You guys know that I've been sharing the Great Reset quite a while, and they had to redo the Great Reset video. I want you to think about this for just a moment. Where do you hide something? In plain sight. So they came back with a new video. Look how many dislikes are on this video. But think about this, only 140,000 people out of 7 billion people in the world are watching this, and you're one of them. So watch what they change within the video to explain themselves. Why would they do that? Listen to it.
I know it.
Oh, there's my research. Sorry, I slow everything down. Now you guys see how I do my research. So I slow every video down. I do 9 hours of research a day, warriors. It's pretty remarkable.
And the actions we take today as we work to recover will define our generation.
Now is the time to think what history will say about this crisis.
2020 has been challenging on a lot of levels, as economic, environmental, and societal frailties have been laid bare. But it's also proved that when we need to, we can act rapidly and restructure our lives.
Recovery from the pandemic is an opportunity. We can see rays of hope in the form of a vaccine, but there is no vaccine for the planet. Nature needs a bailout.
You don't want to go back to the status quo that you had before simply because it was the status quo that got us here.
With everything falling apart, we can reshape the world in ways we couldn't before. Ways that better address so many of the challenges we've...
Let's ask ourselves a question. Why is it falling apart? Ask yourself that question.
face. And that's why so many are calling for a great reset.
Another thing I want to point out too, remember what she said is everybody's going to get crunched in the city? Think of Ready Player One. I've showed you preemptive programming. The cities were stacked on top of each other. For some reason, we had all these weird fires pushing people in.
A great reset? That sounds more like buzzword bingo masking some nefarious plans for world domination. Hands up, this kind of slogan hasn't gone down well. But all
They just said this slogan, the Great Reset, has not gone down well. They're explaining themselves.
really want to say is that we all have an opportunity to build a better world. And it's not surprising that people who've been disenfranchised by a broken system and pushed even further by the pandemic will suspect global leaders of conspiracy. But the world's not that simple. Every one of us has differing priorities, values, and ideas. That's part of why solutions are so hard to come by. And why we all
Okay, they're showing us exactly what they're doing here. Look at, this is what they do. They confuse us. They put us in a jar, shake us up. They're all communicating behind the scenes, warriors.
need to be involved in the decision making. Because whether it's politicians, CEOs,
Look at this picture.
academics, activists, or you, we're all about getting people together. Even those you may not like.
Okay, that part trips me out. Why did they put that? Why did they put that? Even the people you don't like, why would they put that on there? Accounts suspended? Not accounts suspended, accounts suspended?
Sit down at the table and develop solutions that work for all of us. But
We need enormous trust between the private sector and the public sector for this to actually work. That trust is hard to come by.
it's time
Okay, so I'll let you watch the rest of that video on your own. Now I want you to go back real quick. Now this is just, guys, this is not politics for me. Remember, guys, I'm teaching you the game. You're being played, man.
to develop
Watch this.
solutions that work for
So
all
what
of
did it
us.
say?
But
So remember this
may
part
not
right here,
like.
okay? What does this say? Account, not accounts. Account suspended. It's right next to this gentleman. Now, now this is not politics. You guys understand? It's not. Doesn't matter who the president is. Listen to them.
Change and support job growth at the same time. Starting with you, President Trump, you have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
So we have the Trillion Trees program. We have so many different programs. I do love the environment, but what I want is the cleanest, crystal clear water, the cleanest air. We have the best, lowest number in carbon emissions, which is a big standard that I notice Obama goes with all the time. Not Joe. I haven't heard Joe use the term because I'm not sure he knows what it represents or means, but I have heard Obama use it. And we have the best carbon emission numbers that we've had in 35 years under this administration. We are working so well with industry, but here's what we can't do. Look at China, how filthy it is. Look at Russia. Look at India. It's filthy. The air is filthy. The Paris Accord, I took us out because we were going to have to spend trillions of dollars, and we were treated very unfairly. When they put us in there, they did us a great disservice. They were going to take away our businesses. I will not sacrifice tens of millions of jobs, thousands and thousands of companies because of the Paris Accord. It was so unfair. China doesn't kick in until 2030. Russia goes back to a low standard, and we kicked in right away. It would have destroyed our businesses. So, you ready? We have done an incredible job environmentally. We have the cleanest air, the cleanest water, and the best carbon emission standards that we've seen in many, many years.
Vice President
And we
Biden.
haven't destroyed our industries.
Vice President Biden, 2 minutes to you, uninterrupted.
climate change, climate warming, global warming is an existential threat to humanity. We have a moral obligation to deal with it. And we're told by all the leading scientists in the world we don't have much time. We're going to pass the point of no return within the next 8 to 10 years. 4 more years of this man eliminating all the regulations that were put in by us to clean up the climate, to limit limit emissions will put us in a position where we're going to be in real trouble. Here's where we have a great opportunity. I was able to get both all the environmental organizations as well as labor, the people worried about jobs, to support my climate plan. Because what it does, it will create millions of new good-paying jobs. We're going to invest in, for example, 50,000 charging stations on our highways so that we can own the electric car market of the future. In the meantime...
Okay, so not politics. Don't get caught up in the bullshit, guys. This is not going to create jobs. This Great Reset is going to wipe out the middle class. Think about this. Boom. Boom. Who are they standing? You have to really connect the dots, Warriors. The first thing Biden did was re-engage us back into the Paris Agreement. I hope that you're not putting your political hat on. I hope that you're going above that and understanding it's not Biden nor Trump making these decisions, Warriors. This has been going on for a long time in history. The elites are making the decisions. Now you have an opportunity in history right now to invest in those decisions, to be the uncommon 1%, to bring the money back to the people. The only way that we can be part of this is to rise to it, to become it, to change it. So that's what we do, Warriors. We have a group of over 500 people where we talk openly about our crypto portfolios. I show my portfolio on a weekly basis. I actually have a crypto car every single week. We have a Discord with over 400 people sharing, helping, and growing together. Not a perfect program. It's evolving very quickly as the landscape changes, Warriors. But it's a group of people being honest and open. You also work out with me live daily, nutrition. It's mind, body, and generational wealth building. So my name is Coach JB. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. All the links are down below for what you need to get into the program. Warriors, rise.